I've watched a ton of strange media in my life, and they're almost always fire. Paranoia Agent is one of them, and it is definitely fire. I found out about it after getting recommended a video of its intro that's stuck in 360p that was uploaded 19 years ago. It's almost 20 years old as of making this video. YouTube truly put me on game, and you can tell just how strange it's going to be from the intro alone. Paranoia Agent focuses on the actions of a kid with rollerblades, going around and attacking people with a bent golden bat. We don't follow the attacker, we follow his victims and two detectives tasked with solving the case. It's a show that gets pretty deep with its themes though, and that's what I want to talk about. But first, let's go over the story. So this is all spoiler territory from here on out. So if you haven't watched Paranoia Agent, do it. Paranoia Agent starts off with our first victim, Tsukiko Sagi. She's the creator of a trending toy line character named Marumi. She's clearly having a hard time at work. She's got to make another hit before her deadline is up. Her boss keeps hyping up her next design that she hasn't even really got an idea on, and her coworkers hate her. A great work environment. Walking home, she just breaks down in a parking lot. She is then hit in the head by the attacker. After this, it gets televised, the detectives are put onto the case, and this random f***ing journalist that hit an old dude with his car decides to include himself into the situation by being a creep to Tsukiko and stalking her. Thankfully, our goat, yes, our goat, hits him in the head too. Our next victims are two kids, Yuichi Taira and Shogo Ushiyama. Yuichi was a popular kid at school until the shonen bat. Yeah, that's what people started calling the attacker. Yuichi fits the description pretty well, so he started to get bullied and accused of being him. He decided to blame all of his bullying on Shogo, with the only reason being that he's running against him as class president. He convinces himself that if Shogo is taken care of, then it'll all stop and he'll go back to being the most popular person at school. Dude's ego just takes over completely to the point of delusion. Then while walking home, Shogo is attacked by the shonen bat. After freaking out thinking he'll be blamed for it, Yuichi is also attacked. The next victim is Yuichi's tutor, Harumi Chonmo. She's got a lot of problems. She has another personality named Maria that's a sex worker, and that personality is trying to destroy her life. After a major mental breakdown, she's attacked in the street like the rest of the victims. Then you have Masami Hidakawa. He's just a dirty cop, full-on pig. He's a man trying to help out his family by exploiting the mafia. This works out great, and he turns into the most pathetic purse snatcher and burglar to ever exist. Like, what the f*** is this fit? You aren't hiding anything with that mask. Oh yeah, he also frequently cheated on his wife with Maria. He's not only an amazing cop, he's also an amazing husband. Thankfully, our goat rolls back to take this guy out. But hitting this guy in the head with a metal bat doesn't do anything, because he doesn't have a brain to hurt in the first place. So unfortunately, our goat failed and got arrested. Once shonen bat was caught, we learned he's just delusional. His reasoning for attacking people is because he believes the game he plays is reality. But after the detectives discover more about the case, he admits his whole game delusion thing was a fake. He just did it because he thought the shonen bat was cool. Between his interrogation, the detectives talk with the homeless woman who was at the scene of the first attack. She tells them Tsukiko was never attacked by anyone. She attacked herself. This is where it starts getting strange. When they interrogate Tsukiko again, she's hit in the head by an invisible force. Remember this piece of shit? Yeah, this is without a doubt the worst thing he's done yet. In his new house, funded by stolen money, he hid a camera in his daughter's room, embedded in the f***ing wall, to spy on her changing. This guy needs to get shot. What makes this worse is he's really f***ing adamant on the prostitutes he orders to call him daddy. It should be obvious why now. His daughter, Teiko, after finding this out, ran away and was thinking about Kazu's meeting. She doesn't go through with it, instead wishing to forget everything entirely. Shonen bat then hits her in the head. After waking up, she has complete amnesia, not being able to remember anything. The weird thing about this is at the same time Tsukiko was hit during the interrogation, Teiko is hit by the shonen bat. This is where it kinda goes off the rails. Makoto Kozuka, the copycat shonen bat, is killed by the real shonen bat who can now go through walls. Maniwa and Akari are fired and taken off the case. Maniwa theorizes the Shonen Bat goes after people who are cornered in life. He starts getting delusional with fantasy bullshit, and he starts a radio broadcast to inform people about Shonen Bat. Ikari gets employed as construction security. A bit later, he enters into a new world that's back in time with a completely different art style. The ideal world he wants to live in. Shonen Bat becomes a monster that kills people and hunts Tsukiko, where her and Moromi hide in Ikari's world. Maniwa searches into Tsukiko's past, to find out 10 years ago she blamed her dog's death on the Shonen Bat. It was because of her own negligence, but she lied because she'd be scared of her dad's reaction. Her paranoia created Shonen Bat. I guess you could call her the Paranoia Agent. Shonen Bat became a massive black goop that consumes everything. When it consumes Tsukiko, she's confronted with that moment from her past. This time, instead of blaming a non-existent person, she takes accountability for her mistake. And this gets rid of the Shonen Bat, allowing things to finally go back to normal. Paranoia Agent is about escapism. It doesn't even try to be subtle with it. It just spells it out. Whenever someone is desperate to get out of their situation, Shonen Bat always shows up. It happened with Tsukiko when she was dealing with hardship at work, or when Harumi was having a complete mental breakdown. Then there's the more darker side of it. It is brought up a lot in the show, and it's used as a form of escapism. Makoto was part of an online group planning to go through them together. He was the one that told them the different ways to go through with it. And while the group didn't seem like they could do it correctly, they kept messing up. They actually did. They lost their shadows, the old dude's pills reappeared despite taking it, and nobody ever acknowledges their existence. Teiko originally was going to jump off a bridge during a typhoon, but is too scared to go through with it, instead wanting to just forget everything. Ikari's wife, the only person to have a conversation with Shonen Bat, straight up talked about how she wanted to flush early, but didn't because she loves her husband so much, even if she felt like a burden to him. And Shonen Bat doesn't attack her. She realized running away from her own life and problems wasn't the right thing to do. This part goes a little deeper and touches on a specific problem in Japan, and that's Japan's work culture. Japan has a notoriously bad work culture, and from what I know, it's especially bad in the anime industry. I remember MAPPA animators talking on Twitter about how horrible it is working there. In Paranoia Agent, we see this represented by the people animating the Marumi show. They each get taken out slowly by Shonen Bat until it's finished, with the last person getting taken out on his way to give the physical copy of the show to his boss. They don't even care about him though. They just pulled the case out of his dead hands. We also see this with Tsukiko and her boss. In the opening, Tsukiko's on the edge of a building with her shoes off, meaning she was going to early. The entire show starts off with showing us how horrible her work life is. Her coworkers hate her, she's being pushed to make a bigger hit than with her last toy, with an extremely short deadline, and every time we see her leave work, it's in the dead of night. She literally hits herself in the head with the metal pipe to get away from her work life. Her boss is killed by the Shonen Bat after being so desperate for a new character from Tsukiko that he gets physical with her. But the Shonen Bat doesn't represent every part of escapism in the show. Maniwa starts escaping through role-playing as this vigilante night detective to fight off Shonen Bat. Ikari believes the world has left his generation behind. His escape is a world made specifically for him. This sad sack of escaped through imagining himself as a manga character while robbing people. There's also the dude with all the freaky anime figures. He just escapes by hiding in his room and being a gooner. He's literally you! Marumi as a character is an escape for the general public of Japan. The group in Happy Family Planning use Marumi backpacks to identify each other, before they go off and do one of the worst things they could do to themselves to escape from their lives. When everything that has Marumi in it disappears, everyone kinda loses their shit. Granted, it makes sense for people to freak out if their shirt suddenly gets a hole in it where Marumi was, while you're wearing it, but when she disappears, people's problems seem to come back. People like Yuichi start getting bullied again, and Hiromi's mental problems seem to come back. The other thing Paranoia Agent tries to tell you is to take accountability for your actions. The whole show starts because Tsukiko doesn't take accountability for her actions. Even Marumi herself is constantly telling her that nothing is her fault anytime she's confronted with anything. That one guy we see follow Mellow Marumi keeps making major mistakes during the production of the show, but blames it on everyone else but himself. The journalist hit an old guy with his car, And he's like, "Not my fault, he hit my car." And Makoto made up an entire fantasy storyline to not take accountability. All the people who refuse to take accountability for their actions end up making their life worse and getting attacked by Shonen Bat. But when they do take accountability for their mistakes, it fixes the situation, like with Tsukiko making Shonen Bat disappear. Paranoia Agent is without a doubt a strange show. If you're just following it without picking up on its themes, you're gonna be lost and just think random bullshit is happening. It's a story about escapism, the ways people escape from their problems, and why people escape in the first place. It tells you to take accountability for your mistakes, instead of running away from them and finding elaborate ways to avoid them. When you understand what Paranoia Agent is showing you and trying to get across, it's not as strange as it may seem. Still a pretty weird show though.